Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can, just so we can get out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure you take your shoes off before you come to the house. And in this game, the Boston Celtics, of course, lose a tough one, 117 to 116 to the Philadelphia 76ers in the season opener. But here we're going to talk about Jaylen Brown. How did Jaylen Brown fare as a #1 option? I thought he did very well. I thought he had a really controlled game. He wasn't forcing a lot of things. He had 25, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists in this game on 50% shooting from the field and from three. I just thought Jaylen Brown made the simple and correct read like 85 to 90% of the times that he had the ball. His 2 turnovers were not passing turnovers. It was like a travel and then something else, I believe. But he didn't make any bad pass turnovers, and he had 11 potential assists in this game that I counted. And about 8 of those were like he passed a guy the ball and they got a wide open look. The Celtics shot 11 for 43 from 3, so he only ended with 4 assists, of course. But I think as the Celtics get into the season, they're gonna have those games where they're hot, and Jaylen Brown will obviously get more assists. But yeah, I thought Jaylen Brown played a really cool game. He made the right decision a lot of times. He still got his 25 points, of course. Him as a playmaker in this game, he made the correct read most of the time. And here he gets Derek White transition opportunity, but Dominic Barlow makes a great play. And I felt Jaylen played with great pace in this game. Like, he constantly put pressure on the defense. And what you'll see a lot in this video is Jaylen Brown getting the ball over half court with 22 seconds or 21 seconds, and he's just flying down the court and he's making things happen. So here we've seen this a lot with Tatum, where having a guy that can grab the defense rebound and just go is such a luxury for your offense, because the defense is backpedaling. Now sometimes guys aren't going to pick you up at half court. They're still going to be backpedaling. They're going to try to get their matchups right, but Jaylen Brown goes right at Dominic Barlow, gets the mid-range. All right, so here he is again, grabbing the defensive rebound, upholding that pace, crosses half court with about 21 seconds. He's going to find Derek White for the simple read, but this cut by Peyton Pritchard does a lot here. He's going to cut through and he's going to take Dominic Barlow away from the paint, which lets D. White cut and get a layup. Here, Tillman gets the steal on Joel Embiid. Celtics get out of run, and Jaylen Brown again making the right decision, rewards his big man. All right, so here you see after the score how fast the Celtics want to get the ball up the court. They don't want to have any lag time with anything they do. I think Josh Minot said that, like, not having lag time with anything they do. So right after the score, VJ Edgecombe got Rook terrorized us in this game. But again, always putting pressure on the defense. Jaylen Brown constantly put pressure on the defense with his drives, and you see how that's going to affect the defense here. So he has an open 3. I'd rather him just take it, but he drives on a Dembona, which forces Dominic Barlow to step off the corner and come to him. Gets the pass out to Josh Minot, who made a couple good passes on this play. And you see how nobody ever actually recovers to Jaylen Brown. Quinn Grimes is going to be on him, but he never fully guards Jaylen Brown. So Xavier Tillman gets right into, well, he's going to get into a dribble handoff. And you see Grimes is still playing off of Jaylen Brown. The drive by Minot, Dembona isn't really checking Xavier Tillman out on the 3-point line. Another drive by Minot, he makes another good pass, and Tillman does a nice job here. Quinn Grimes is just playing help because Jaylen Brown's in the corner. This isn't like a pass away. I don't think Minot would see this, honestly. But then Xavier Tillman comes right here, bumps Quinn Grimes, and that's all the time Jaylen Brown needs to get a 3 off. All right, so here they're going to go killer wheel pick and roll, trying to attack Tyrese Maxey. Puts a shoulder into him, gets the drive, and he sees a Dembona, who's very athletic, a very good shot blocker, coming over, right? Watch his pass. So he leads it with the left, looking like that boy looking like Magic Johnson. He leads it with the left, right? And it looks like he's going to pass this way. Xavier Tillman does a nice job of moving without the ball here with the left, and then he's in midair. Now, this is athleticism right here. The strength bumps Maxey, 2 steps, in the air, left hand switcheroo back to the right. That is an amazing pass. All right, so Jaylen Brown gets the steal. They get a transition opportunity, get the ball up 21 seconds across half court, and he sees Pritchard trailing. Like, this was not a flashy Jaylen game. He didn't have no dunks. I think the hamstring, he's still ramping up the hamstring a little bit. We haven't seen the uber athletic Jaylen that we've seen in past years, but he just made the right decision over and over and over again. Guys were not hitting shots. Peyton Pritchard was 1 for 7 from 3, which is abnormal. Derek White shot 13 threes. I think he only hit 4 or 3 of those. So these are guys that we trust to hit shots. Even Anthony Simons was 2 for 6 from 3. So these are guys that we trust to hit shots. They just weren't hitting shots in this game. But I felt Jaylen played a very solid game. All right, so here he is fighting for the defensive rebound again. Peyton Pritchard gets it. He gets the ball. You see that pace up across half court with 21 seconds to spare, and he used that pace against Dominic Barlow. Stops on a dime step back tray. All right, so here after the made basket, no lag time, get the ball right in play. Crosses half court with 23 seconds left. After made basket, 1 second, in their cross half court. Jaylen Brown would, a lot of the times, like in past years when he would be the top option, and this is where people get the jokes from and all that stuff. There were times where he would just aimlessly drive into help and just get turnovers. I felt in this game he did a phenomenal job of noticing when he couldn't drive into that help more and getting off the ball and not forcing things, and he was still controlled, but he was still constantly putting pressure on this team. And here Xavier Tillman sets that screen for Peyton Pritchard on Tyrese Maxey. He gets another wide open opportunity, he just can't hit it. Again, after the made basket, he taps it back to Boucher. No lag time, forcing the defense to get up, and he's crossed half court again with 21 seconds. Peyton Pritchard, a good look. We know that he can hit, just doesn't make it. All right, here we got Brown on the wing. I said against Dominic Barlow, putting pressure on the defense, forces Drummond to come over off of Kata. They're already not checking Kata, so Kata does a nice job of cutting to Jaylen Brown. Getting that pass ain't open, and he almost throws down the poster. All right, so here, really good screen by the Mies Kata gets Joel Embiid on Jaylen Brown, and that's going to be key for this possession. He drives, he kicks to Sam Hauser. See Sam, he gets the ball back. You see Sam Hauser about to come set him screen. He's like, nah, I got Joel Embiid on me. He can't move for real. He drives, and he scores. All right, here, Jaylen Brown's going to get the screen from Xavier Tillman. Is going to get right into the mid-range because of the deep drop. Joel, I don't want to be mean because it's injury related, but Joel Embiid, the 76ers were so much better with Joel Embiid off the floor. He was just not aggressive on offense, and on defense, he's just sitting there. If you go straight to Embiid, then he would do something. But if you didn't drive directly into Embiid, like, he was chicken all night. So this is a good pull up by Jaylen Brown. This ended in a turnover, but I thought this was a really good play by Jaylen Brown. He mixes Quentin Grimes with the tween, pound, and oh my, that's a sweet move. And then you got Dominic Barlow coming off of Sam Hauser in the corner. Good rotation by VJ to but Sam should have shot this. No, Sam, you gotta shoot that, bro. Constant pressure being put on by Jaylen Brown. Gets 376ers in the paint with him. Sam, you gotta quick trigger this, bro. All right, so here Jaylen has Tyrese Maxey on. You see Derek White telling Peyton Pritchard, go over there. Jaylen Brown ends up getting the ball in the post, does the little rocker step right there. And you see Dominic Barlow, as a big, you're always going to try to help your small when they have a mismatch. K does a nice job move without the ball. He's not going to be in the same place that Dominic Barlow last saw him at, right? So as Dominic Barlow comes over to help, I don't know what, that's not even going to contest Jaylen Brown, honestly. But Kata moves to the other side of the rim and dunks it. All right, so here Kata's going to flash open right here in the middle of the paint. Jaylen Brown does a nice job seeing it, but then coming off it as soon as he sees Dominic Barlow, wide open shot for Derek White in the corner. He just didn't make it. Here, Jaylen Brown gets the Quentin Grimes matchup that he wants and completely overpowers him for the bucket. The only thing I would say is that I didn't like the last 1 minute 30 seconds from, like, well, the whole team, honestly. But Jaylen Brown was forced into some tough shots, and he was over 3 in the last 1 minute 30. This is just tough. Like, this is tough. Like, he gets Grimes with the pump fake, but Grimes does a nice job going straight up and not going towards Jaylen Brown, so he can't really draw the foul. But then he does a nice second jump. Like, this to Jaylen Brown is probably not a contest. It just really looks like a tough shot. But yeah, and this isn't even about Jaylen Brown. I just wanted to, like, share my thoughts on this play. So I don't know what's happening. After rewatching it, I would have loved for this to just be Jaylen Brown coming right here and getting a one-on-one. Like, everybody else staying right here. Like, I don't care what these guys do at this point. If this is Jaylen Brown coming right here one-on-one, perfect. You live and die with the result. And I think that's what was going to happen, but Kelly Oubre was doing a nice job. Now he's literally holding Jaylen Brown. I feel like that was what the play was gonna be, but Kelly Oubre, like, deterred Jaylen Brown's path for a second. You see Derek White is looking right there. He can't get it. Tyrese Maxey shades over to that side. So cool. I think that's what the play was, because once this pass didn't go there, Sam Hauser and Anthony Simons, I don't know what they're doing. Sam kind of sets a screen, sets another one, but Simons is in no man's land here. So if this was for Pritchard, I can't tell that through these two guys. I think the play was, of course, for Jaylen Brown, and Pritchard just had to get the ball because it was about to be 5 seconds. I don't mind Pritchard taking a shot if we can't get the ball to Brown. I feel like that's what the play was. Pritchard just ended up getting the ball out of necessity. He said that, you know, he has Sam Hauser and Anthony Simons wide open with 6 seconds left. So he has to do a better job of not getting sucked into this moment and seeing people, because Derek White's open, Anthony Simons is open, and Sam Howell's open. So he said after the game that he has to see that, and he does. But that is a video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just read out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys next video. This is Nick. Peace.